Welcome back, guys. So if you're wondering why I'm surrounded by flowers, it's because I started a nursery. No, I'm just kidding. I did not start a nursery, but today's video is going to be about making evergreen products and how to market them. So for those out there that do not know what evergreen means whenever it comes to products and sales, it is a product that is marketable all year long. We go over a ton of different builds on this channel, and I've mentioned evergreen sales before, but I've never actually explained it and how to capitalize on that. And that is exactly what I'm doing with this. And in this video, when I'm talking about evergreen sales and how to stage them up differently, I will be using these planters as the perfect example. But keep in mind, every time that I say something about putting a plant in or changing types of plants, flowers, whatever, I'm not necessarily talking about planters in general. This will apply to every product that you make. I just needed something to use as an example. If you haven't built these or watched the videos on how to build these, make sure to go check those out. If you are a plans in the hand type of person, I will make sure to link that into the description with a code for 20% off of any of these planter plans for this fall. If you follow the channel much, you've seen these planters. I've taught you step by step on how to build these and how to sell these. So out of all of the builds that we have done, I've gotten the most response out of these. So it means if I'm getting the most response out of these, you guys are too, and you're actually letting me know. I've had several people write to say that they cannot make these fast enough, so there is obviously a market for this. So as we built these, we staged them differently depending on the season. The spring boxes, we actually had more of the spring type of flowers in our staging. And then the summer, more of the ferns, and then the summer type of flowers. And what I have noticed is that the constant brags that come in through the brag board has slowed down on these type of items. That means that you guys have slowed down on building these and trying to sell these. Well, this is an evergreen product. So back to the basics of it. So planters, when you typically think of those, you think of spring. But if you look at someone's house year-round, they will have some type of decor on the outside, and they will spend money on that type of thing. So that's all that you need to do is change your marketing strategy with the seasons. This is the perfect example. This is the only way that I could think of to actually show you. That way you can do the exact same thing and show your customers, because there is still a ton of money to be made on these. Now we're capitalizing on fall, autumn. So we've already hit the spring flowers. We've already hit the ferns and the summer flowers. Now we're moving on to what is popular in your area during the fall. My area, which I don't know if it goes across the whole United States or not, but my area is mums. Everyone goes crazy for mums during the fall, and you will see them everywhere. So the exact same product that we had made during the spring with spring flowers can be sold and marketed as autumn decor. People are buying flowers and plants year-round, so market to that. But again, like I have mentioned before, in marketing and sales, staging is everything. This is just kind of a rough stage. I staged it for this video. That's all that I did, was change out the plants that I had in them to what's hot right now, and it's mums. I'd actually given away a lot of these, kind of like I told you before. If you're going to make one, make several, because family members are going to want them. Went to my mother's or my mom's, took hers, and staged these up for you guys. Nobody likes jokes anymore. It's like you turn a certain age and everything's a dad joke. It just comes off as corny. You know, in my head it was hilarious, but apparently it's not. This is just a rough staging for this video, showing you what type of flowers that you're going to put into this and kind of how to stage them up. Now, whenever I do the final stage up, they would actually be staged up at a house in a fashion that they would normally be in. Example, the tall planters like this one, maybe one on both sides of an entry door, or one on each side of some steps that are coming down. However, that you would normally see, you know, tall planters like this. For some of these smaller ones, I'm going to stage them up close to the house with some other fall decor. Okay, so definitely pumpkins. Pick up some pumpkins for your staging, and you can use it for every planter that you have. And side note, if you have the room and you want to grow some pumpkins, there's a lot of money in there, because people will spend more money on decoration than they will food. I raised pumpkins and watermelons one year, and it blew my mind that more people purchased pumpkins at a higher price than they did watermelons, so something that they could actually eat. So that was proof to me that people will spend money on decorations and they don't care. That's just one of those things that people will always do because they want their house to look nice. So that's where you come in. You offer this, you show them, and you show them the staged pictures. You put it on your social media, you put it on your Facebook. The fall line is in, even though it is the same product. And the beautiful thing about that is you already know how to build these. These are the same ones that we were doing in the spring. Now it's the fall line because it has mums staged up in it. Yes, you can change some of the colors and you can change some of the designs. And if you notice at the stores, they do the exact same thing. Let's say like a decorative wicker basket. During the spring, they have spring flowers in this decorative wicker basket and all of that stuff. And then during the fall, that exact same basket is their new fall wicker basket. It's just staged with fall items. It is the exact same product. Same product number, everything. The only difference is the staging. So like I've told you several times in this series of making money with woodworking, you have to present your product in a way that they can visualize it. So that's why the staging is so important. You have to produce that image for them. For the most part, people have trouble visualizing what it's going to look like. So what is this planter going to look like with a mum in it? Well, they don't have to wonder that because you're going to show them exactly what it's going to look like. Or like we did during the summer, what will these planters look like with ferns kind of hanging over the side? They're staged up correctly, you've showed them, and then they didn't even have to think about it. And that type of marketing has been around for years and years. Even in the food industry, you pull up to the drive-thru and there's pictures of everything that you would like to eat. Well, it didn't used to be like that. It was, just written out. There was a couple of different factors that went into that. One was the literacy rate, but also they figured out people would choose faster what they would like to eat because they could see it on the boards. And in drive-thrus, things like that, speed is key. More turnaround, more profit. So they're doing the thinking for them. They don't have to visualize this food. What am I hungry for? You look at the board and you're like, oh, that looks great. That's what I want. And again, if you go to any website for any type of a product, you will see it staged up. If you try to sell one of these without staging at all, yes, you may get a couple of sales. But if you provide the vision for them on what it's going to look like whenever they get home, your sales will be tenfold. Again, all these big box stores and billion-dollar companies, they don't do this stuff just for the fun of it. It would be a heck of a lot easier for them just to snap a couple of pictures, throw it on their website and go. But no, they take the time. They actually have people to get paid a lot of money to stage this up, to decorate this up, because it is enticing to the customer. And you want to emulate what the big box stores are doing because they have already done all the research on this and they know what is going to catch people's eyes. Use their research. They've spent millions and millions of dollars in research. They've done the work for you. Also had a lot of other questions about when to change with the seasons on these evergreen type of an items. Well, again, check back to the big box stores. As much as it drives me crazy to go into a big box store in September and their Christmas items are already out, they're not taking up shelf space just for the fun of it. The research has been done. People are buying. Yes, they will have their fall items out, but that very short window of time, they're getting ready to start pushing all of the Christmas items. And you will do the same thing with this. So once you have started your marketing for fall, then you need to start thinking about the winter. Mom must have noticed that her mums were gone. That's funny. I mean, it's funny, right? Okay. So I need to get these planters back to where they belong. I hope that you were able to take something away from this, but the key point is evergreen. The more evergreen products that you can create, the more fluid income that you will have throughout the whole year. If you have any of these types of brags, make sure to send them to the brag board email into the description. And while you're there, make sure to check out our Patreon community. And I have big plans for that for the future, as well as the brag board. I'm actually working on trying to get all of these brags, and I get tons. I get so many pictures, and that is awesome. That is great. But the original plan was for me to actually post these into my shop. That's not possible. There's too many. I mean, you guys are awesome. You are sending this stuff in and willing to share your builds with the community. So that is what I'm working on. I'm actually working on a separate page just for our brags. That way you can actually go to that page and check out what everybody is doing. It's going to be awesome. At least in my head, it's going to be awesome. So we'll see. But keep in mind, I am working on that right now. It's just the email address. So until next time, guys, I want you to take something that you have already made, something that maybe you only made in the spring, and turn it into an evergreen item. That's your homework. So until next time, guys, go out there, do your homework, make some money. See ya. And if you notice at the stores, they do. I can't even speak. Oh,